levels of the ocean.
And welcome to ABC in the Morning, live here on ABC News GH. I am ABENA MANTE. We sincerely apologize for the late start in today's morning show, but we're most grateful to you that you have made the time to begin with us here today on ABC in the morning. We're streaming live on Facebook and on YouTube. The page is ABC News GH. If you have not subscribed to our channel or liked our page yet, we implore you to please do that and turn on post notifications so that anytime we are live, you will be notified. You also catch snippets of the conversations on our socials at ABC News GH _ and the news in real time on our website www.abcnewsgh.com. Thank you so much for joining us today. It's a beautiful Tuesday morning, the 13th day of January 2026. And right, we started January just when, and already 13 days into the month, we're nearly halving the month. And so I remind you of what I always do to keep your head up, to keep faith and hope alive, and not to relent in your pursuit of happiness. Everything that you desire is within your reach. Just work hard towards them and you will be able to achieve them. I am ABENA MANTE. I'm rooting so much for you. I'm praying with you and I'm hoping with you that all the things that you set your heart and mind to, you will be able to achieve them. 2026 is a very large year. Okay, and there's so much within the year. We only need to work hard at it so that we will come out of the year better than we began it. But also take the year a day at a time. Okay, do not pile so much on yourself, so much so that you're crumbling under the pressure. Ease the burden of yourself. Take it easy on yourself and just go at it a step at a time. Take it day by day. You will be fine. You will do so well. Today we have so much for you on the show. The year started, this month started, and we've recorded quite a number of accidents. Just in these few days of January, 3 separate accidents have occurred. Very ghastly. We sincerely apologize for that loss in sound, but like I was telling you before, you lost me. This morning we'll look at some conversations, especially our roads. The year started, it's been just about 12 to 13 days, and already recording road accidents, and very ghastly ones too. 3 of them occurred in just a few days, about 2 days, in the span of 2 days. or in the eastern region especially. Yesterday there was an accident on the Chebi Suhum Road. A taxi was involved in an accident. One person was left dead, and the taxi had somersaulted. You look at how things had been. It was very ghastly and very worrying, and to see that you're just going. Normally in a taxi, it means you're just traveling a short distance. You will be back, and that's it. On the Accra Kumasi Road, we've seen that accidents have occurred. There was a U-Tong bus that was involved in an accident a few days ago, left about 37 persons injured. One person died, and the impact of the accident on the bus was just terrible. And this road has always been a road that concerns have been raised on. Anybody who's traveled on the road talks about how it's only takes divine power to travel and back because of the nature of the road. One, the speeding by some drivers and all. We'll have some conversations on this issue. The Ghana Fire Service have really been on hand dealing with these situations here and there. I remember when we entered 2025 with the fires here and there, was the Ghana National Fire Service. They were just working around the clock. I will talk to them and better appreciate what they have also gleaned from this situation and what we can do moving forward. Also bring you conversations on our main discussion. Yesterday, we all were informed that government had cleared some 1.47 billion energy debt. And we would peruse that conversation and appreciate how far this takes us in our energy sector. And also conversations about the domestic gold purchase program. Is it sustainable? Is this domestic gold purchase program sustainable? Because we understand that there are some losses to this program, and the losses are 5.66 billion Ghana cedis. And so, do we halt it or do we continue? What can be done about this matter? We'll bring you these conversations here on the show this morning on ABC in the morning. We'll also bring you the latest in the world of sports. And so for our sports lovers, you do not want to miss out on this at all. And I'll open the phone line so that you too can call and share your thoughts on the conversations we'll be having today on the show when it's time for Ghana Speaks. You call me on 053-916-1609, 053-916-1609. This is ABC in the morning with me, ABENA MANTE, here on ABC News GH. We're coming to you live from our studios in the Golmot Street at Trade Fair in La. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm ably supported by the technical and production team led by producer Samuel Nimabo. After this break, I'll bring you the front story. Do stay. watching ABC in the morning here on ABC News GH. It's time for our front story. Taking a look at our roads, the accidents that happened on the road, the carnage. One life lost is one life too many. And in the past 2 days, we have seen that 3 lives have been lost on the Accra-Kumasi road. Very unfortunate. Lives have been lost and scores have been left injured. Look at the carnage. Just look at how this bus has been wrecked. It is beyond traumatizing. It is beyond heartbreaking. These are accidents that nobody wants to. This is very, very worrying. You're traveling. You tell your family, you tell your loved ones that, oh, I'm traveling. I'll be back in a few days, and that is it. Yesterday there was an accident at Ejoso, and 1 person died. There was an accident on the Chebi Suhum Road at Oruachum. 1 person died, 3 were hospitalized. And then the accident that also occurred earlier and caused, it was a very heartbreaking accident. I still am very heartbroken by the visuals. Accident occurred on the Accra-Kumasi highway at Macron. 1 person died, 37 were injured. And it's very distressing to note. It's all happening on this stretch, Accra-Kumasi. But you know what? Accra-Kumasi road, we seem to have become desensitized to the road. Whether it is because you hear of these things over and over and over again, and so it's become normal, you cannot tell, but we become desensitized to it, that people ply the route, and when you go, you go, when you come, you come. I'm sure everybody has one family member who's traveled on that road and returned and told you that it took a divine hand for them to go on the road. You would, the speeding on the road, the potholes on the road, the bumps on the road. For a highway, it's quite distressing that is the main road that we use. But this is a road that is connecting two very, very important cities. It's connecting Accra and Kumasi, 2 very important cities. But the road is left as it is. See how on 31st of January, of December, beg your pardon, into 1st January, people were stuck in traffic over 36 hours on that road. So many people who had timelines to meet, and there was nothing they could do because they had been stuck. Just telling you how important that road is. But as important as the road is, it is also as important as the road is. It is also a road that is costing us a lot. Let's have some conversation on this matter and speak with ADO1 Akono Daniel Ohenio Pari. He is the Suhum Municipal PRO for the Ghana National Fire Service. Good morning, sir. Thank you for your time.
Good morning.
There have been 2 separate accidents on your stretch, the Suhum stretch, and you have been responding to it. Ghana National Fire Service, it looks like at the beginning of every year, your hands are full with so many incidents.
Hello, please, I can't hear you. Your line is very strange for me to hear.
Is this better, sir?
Yes, please.
All right, thank you so much, and pardon us for that drop in sound. I was saying that 2 separate accidents have occurred on your stretch already and has left some persons dead. As the Ghana National Fire Service, we realize that at the start of every year, you have your hands full with so many incidents. Hello, sir.
I can hear you. I can hear you.
Yes, I was asking that it seems, or I was saying that it seems that for your outfit, the Ghana National Fire Service, at the start of every year, you seem to have your hands full with so many, with so many incidents.
Yes. The beginning of the year, we didn't begin well because there have been so many cases on our stretch, which is the Accra-Kumasi Highway. And on Sunday in the morning, we had a distress call as early as 06:55 hours in the morning, reporting of an incident at Mankron. So we dispatched our men to the scene. Unfortunately, we got the accident that involved two vehicles, a man diesel truck and a U-turn bus, which led our men to do a scene assessment to see if casualties had been tracked. God being so good, we were able to rescue the driver of the U-turn bus, which was alive, and we gave the casualty to the ambulance service to be taken to the Suhum government hospital for treatment. We later on came again to retrieve the dead body, that is the conductor, to the U-turn bus, who passed on and gave the body to the Ghana Police Service to be sent to the Suhum mortuary. Earlier yesterday, we had a distress call again reporting of a same accident on the road on a stretch to Chebi. We went there again to see an accident involve a saloon taxi, and also it was also full of casualties. So our men were on the grounds to do exactly what they are supposed to do to rescue most of the casualties. But unfortunately, we lost another casualty, being a woman. So the other casualties were sent to Chebi Government Hospital for treatment. And they are also receiving treatment as the doctors gave us the report yesterday. The same incident happened in the afternoon on a stretch from Suhum to Accra. There's an area by name, there's a secondary school called Islamic High Girls. We had a call that there's another incident too happening on the stretch. We went there and it's an accident involving a Toyota Volkswagen. They were on a trip from Accra to Kumasi. On a stretch, they burst one of their tires and somersaulted into the other lane, which landed them in the bush. Our men were on the ground to also rescue most of their casualties. But God being so good, none of them passed on. They were all sent to the Suhum government hospital for treatment. So that is what we are facing at the beginning of the year. We've not even ended the month of January, and we've attended these severe incidences in our jurisdiction.
It's quite distressing to note and heartbreaking to hear. What could we attribute these accidents to? Why this same stretch, and accidents occurring there? Because these three accidents are not peculiar, are not the only accidents that have happened there. Over the years, we've had accidents happen on that stretch. What could we attribute these accidents to? Actually,
this stretch, or this main stretch in the eastern region, is one of the major roads in eastern region, which needs to be looked up again. Because looking at the road, I think the main road that was constructed from Kumasi to Accra was the first one that was constructed for the public to use, and the other one from Accra to Kumasi. You see, it's a dual road. First, it was a single road, and now it's a dual road. Most of them have potholes on it, and it is causing most of the vehicles to have problem or to cause this accident. And also, what I would like to advise most of the drivers that use the road, they should take their time. They should relax and take passengers to their various destinations. And if you are tired as a driver, make sure that you talk to the passengers and relax for some time before you continue your journey. If you know you've taken in something or you've taken any drink that you think is going to harm you or is going to worry you in the process of driving, please don't drive. And also, my advice to the general public is that we should all be mind conscious and careful, because our vehicle that we use on the road, this accident, the two that happened yesterday, was in the course of a best time. They should make sure that all the cars must be checked in a way that it is fit for purpose before it gets to the road or it hits to the road for commercial purposes. So I will advise my drivers and all the people that use this road to be extra careful. The speed, the overtaking, the things that they do on the road, it's causing harm to the general public and to the Ghana National Fire Service. Because always day in and day out, we visit this road for accidents. So please, we need you guys alive and we need everybody alive to serve Mother Ghana.
Okay.
So we should all be patient whenever we are using this stretch, so that the name of which they used to say this road is a deadly road will fade off. So that it's going to help all of us to be able to achieve whatever aim that we think that we are aiming at in life, so that most of our passengers or most of our vehicles or most of our people using this road will have some safety and some comfortability using this road. That is my advice to the general public.
Okay. Could we also say that we as a people have become desensitized to the hearing that accidents have occurred on the street? People have died. That is why it's not evoking as much emotions as it should, so that people will slow down, because there are those who use this road every day. It is the main road for which they ply all the time, and so for some they will use this road 3 or 4 times in a week, but they would still speed on it. Have we just become desensitized to the accidents that occur on the stretch?
Yes, please. Most of the times we usually used to visit some of the stations that load from Accra to Suhum and other things, to educate them on how to use their vehicles. Some of the vehicles doesn't have extinguishers and other things that needs to be given to them. We try to educate most of them, but it looks like whenever they are driving, I don't know what happened. Sometimes they doze off, others get tired, others do a lot of things on the road that is causing harm. Others also use the road frequently without even facing any problem, and it's a problem to us. So we are appealing to the general public that we should be mind conscious whenever we are using the road. We should be extra careful whenever we are using the road, to help us all, to help everybody in the country, to help all the people in the country using this road have some comfortability and peaceful way of using the road, please.
For the Ghana National Fire Service, responding to these incidents, how do you also deal with it? And I talk about it with regard to the emotional and mental well-being of your officers after responding to incidents like this. I mean, I cannot imagine how back-to-back responses like this could affect your morale as a team. And so, how are you also dealing with that angle from your outfit?
Yes, we are being trained for such incidences, also such eventuality. So our men are always ready. For my men in Suhum Fire Station, they are always ready for every eventuality. But here lies the case. Sometimes the things that you go out there to see whenever there's an accident scene, sometimes it's an eyesore that most of our officers find it difficult, but others are also brave enough to also deal with such situations that we need to be looked up. And also, one thing that I would like to share across is that we are open for all NGOs, individuals, the government, that we need a lot of instruments or equipment to help equip our men. Because here lies the case, sometimes when we go, we find it very difficult in handling some of the cases. So our men used to say we have to perform magic in a whole lot of ways to rescue or to save all these casualties or all these people whenever they are trapped. We are well trained, they are well organized, they are well educated in a way that most of our casualties are being saved in the hands of the firemen in my jurisdiction.
Okay.
So I would like to encourage and also congratulate my commander and the regional fire officer within the Eastern region and the people in the Suwon Municipal Fire Station for such a bravery act way they use whenever there's an eventuality.
Well, these eventualities have also opened us up to having more conversation on this matter. We are just in January, and we are looking forward to having a great year, hoping that these things do not perpetuate. What would be your advice as the Ghana National Fire Service to Ghanaians on issues about accidents that could be avoided, not just road accidents, other accidents that always require that we have the Ghana National Fire Service step up?
Yeah, most of the times, the Ghana National Fire Service, we go for fire incidents, we go for accident incidents, we go for rescue, everything that meets the Ghana National Fire Service access. Our little advice that we want to give to the general public is to be mind conscious and also preparedness for anything. In terms of fire eventuality, they should make sure that they always have the time to listen to our men whenever they come to them to speak on fire safety, to advise them on fire education, to give them fire safety tips. That will help them to prepare them whenever there's an eventuality or whenever there is a case within their jurisdiction before they call on Ghana National Fire Service. When you talk of the accident, you also like all the units that deals with the transport to be willing to accept the Ghana National Fire Service whenever they visit their jurisdictions for advice. You must also make sure that all the leaders within all the transport units to speak to their people so that all their vehicles that they are using on the road must be well served or must be ready for use or must be ready for purpose. They should check all their tires, all the necessary things that they need to check before the car hits the road, because they are holding a lot of people's family members and also their family, their loved ones and other things, so that they'll be able to take them to their various destinations. We advise that they should limit the speed level. They should also limit the overtaking. They should also limit how they use the road. Some may say, I've used the road for a whole number of years and I've not experienced anything. You couldn't know when you're going to face the problem. So please, others may be conscious. Somebody may make a mistake and it's also joined into your vehicle. So please, my little advice is that we should all be mind conscious and be ready and prepared for the Ghana National Fire Service anytime they visit their offices and their homes for education. They should listen to them, and I'm going to help them throughout the year. The year is too young to be experiencing this kind of thing. So this time around, we are men, people are always hitting the road, to hitting their offices, their stores, their homes, schools, educating and giving all the safety tips to help all the people in the country to be well prepared for any other eventuality that occurs in the nearby.
Okay. Well, ADO1 Akono, we are most grateful that you've joined us this morning. We wish you well at the Suwon Ghana National Fire Service, and we're also hoping that the incidents like these are reduced to the barest minimum. But we thank you for your service to Mother Ghana.
All right. Thank you, madam.
ADO1 Akono Daniel Ohenio Paris, the Suwon Municipal PRO for the Ghana National Fire Service. He's left us with some advice on how to handle ourselves so that we reduce the incidence of some of these accidents. As much as it's dependent on us, let us try our best, especially when some of these accidents have occurred because of excessive speeding. It means that it is within the driver's it is within the driver's remit to reduce the speed it's better late than never. Really better late than never. Better to slow down and get to your destination than to drive recklessly. And sometimes you're doing all your best and somebody else is driving recklessly on the road. And so we also plead with our police, the Ghana Police Service, that has been doing a very great job so far to continue to check the drivers on the road. The MTTD doing a great job on our roads. Please continue to check the speed of drivers on the road so that we can all go and come back safely. Sometimes you are so much in a hurry, especially our drivers, when there are so many people stuck on the road, feel like, let me hurry up and go and come and pick the next set of people. But would rather you got there safely and came back safely than to be involved in any accident that could leave families shattered. And so, I mean, this is very heartbreaking, very early into the year. And these accidents, 3 persons dead. 1 life lost is 1 life too many. And so 3 is just an excessive number. Let's please handle our speed well. We are the roads. I mean, if you fly the Accra Kumasi road, you know how the road is riddled with potholes and patches here and there. It's not a smooth road at all. Drivers dodging and all. And sometimes I've been in a car and seen a driver dodge and enter into a bush, and so it's not the best. And so we also call on our duty bearers to continue to put more effort into our roads so that we'll have smooth roads. I've been a very big advocate of our rail system, that if our railway was working, it will also be to our advantage. To be to our advantage, and you'd say in a train, you go and come back very quickly, rather than be in a bus and want to speed because you want to beat the number of hours you'd have been on the road. And so the Ministry of Roads and Highways, we come to you on this matter. We've been talking about this for over a year now, but we still come to you on this matter. Ghanaians deserve better roads, and we deserve a very functioning railway system to the betterment of all of us. That is all for our front story this morning here on ABC in the morning. We'll take a break. When we return, we'll bring you more conversations. Do stay with us.
Rent back with the beer open. Come on, come see what? Where this guy? My friend, see before.
It's the Telecel Too Much Money promo. Win cash daily, weekly, and a grand prize of 1.2 million Ghana cedis. Just reload or buy a bundle with Telecel Cash to earn points and stand a chance to win big. Dial *500# or visit the Telecel Play app to opt in and start winning in the Telecel Too Much Money promo. Terms and conditions apply. This promo is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas Lottery platform.
When is campaign? If you're a baby, many schedule no. If you know, meto chiaka. Inti ene, uno banu mumpe baby amubeda. Oh, no abeka. You did too much money. No matter.
Telecel, connecting energies.
Hey, so mommy, who is going to do my day jollof?
Oh, Kwame. You know our secret, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, me. I've got it.
Chino Jollof Mix.
The perfect blend of tomatoes, pepper, and fine herbs and spices to ensure a consistent taste every time. And there you have it, your original Ghana Jollof.
Jollof so cool.
Jollof so cool. Tasty nie.
What is going on here?
Enjoy jollof the Ghana way. Gino Jollof is made with the perfect blend of tomatoes, pepper, and fine herbs and spices to ensure a consistent taste every time.
This advert is FDA approved.
This week's been wild. New releases dropping, artists blowing up, moments going crazy on the timeline. Don't worry, we've got you.
We pull the highlights, the dates, the events, everything you need to know, and then the real fun starts.
The official top 10 songs running the streets, the airwaves, and your playlists.
If the culture is talking about it, we are counting it down.
This is the rundown.
Welcome back. Thank you so much for staying with us. This time to have some conversations on our main discussion. Government has cleared some $1.47 billion of legacy energy sector debt. Yesterday, it was all over the news. Conversations were had about it, about this energy sector debt that has been cleared. The NPP tells us that this is nothing new. When they were in government, they also cleared almost same amount of energy sector debt, and they did not make noise about it. And so for those who are saying that the government has done something nobody has done before, the NPP is telling us that they also cleared it when they were in power. But even beyond I did, you did, let's look at what it means for us. What it prefers for us, the way forward for us as a people. So many times we've had conversations and energy sector debt comes in, energy sector debt. Every time we're having conversation about our energy sector, and this is one of the permanent fixtures within the conversations. But this is what the Ministry of Finance told us in its press release. It says that the payments were made within the first year of President John Dramani Mahama to address what is described as one of the gravest risks to Ghana's financial stability and all. Well, let's have some conversation on this matter. Joining us on the line is Dr. Peter Tete. He is a policy analyst. We look forward to speaking with Dennis Kwakwa, former Ashanti Regional Communications Director for the NPP, and Janet Nabla of Janet Nabla of the PNP. Will be speaking with her too. But I have Dr. Peter Tete joining me at the moment. Good morning, Doc. Thank you for your time, sir.
Good morning. Good to see you. You look good.
Thank you, Doc. Thank you. I trust you're doing well.
Yeah, the grace is keeping us.
We thank God. This energy sector debt that has been cleared. First off, on a policy level, President Mahama clearing it in his first year. Good news for us, Doc, is it?
Of course, it's good news. Even though it's not all that has been cleared, we still have about some 700 million still in debt to be settled. Because the energy sector debt has accumulated over the years, and you know, it's a major topic when it comes to the political energy solution that the government always try to bring on board. And so it's been a major issue over the years. And it's a significant payment, even though not all, but I think that it has come to calm nerves of the energy sector players, especially the independent power producers. So for Ghana, yes, it's a good news for Ghana. This is a real good news for Ghana. And I think that if we continue honoring our debt obligations when they mature, very soon the energy sector, we will see that to be a thing of the past of tomorrow, people threatening to, go on strike, doomsday threatening because payment has not been done. I'm sure that we are getting to the place where we will end up paying the entire debt. So that's good news.
Getting to a place where we end up paying the entire debt, what will it also mean for us as a people? You talk about doomsday, you talk about people going on strike. Some time ago, we were hit with a situation where independent power suppliers said that we owed them, and so they were not going to produce power for us. They were shutting down and all. We've also had to deal with the doomsday. We've had a time in our country where doomsday was at its highest, and so with these debt cleared, with the almost 1 million, we spoke with the PRO or the head of communications for the energy ministry, who tells us that's almost 1 million that is left to be cleared. If we're able to deal with it, how does it also set us on a best way in terms of our finances as a country?
Well, energy sector players require a lot of working capital to run even daily operations. And it's a huge capital investment for anybody who is playing in that field. And so availability of working capital is very key. Liquidity is very key in running the operations because it's very expensive in running it. Don't forget that it requires certain level of expertise to manage the plants, to manage the systems. And so if you have liquidity challenges, one of the major problems is that you end up losing your manpower or your trained engineers, for instance, to other competitors, either within or outside the country especially. And so it's very expensive to do that. And also it impacts on the economy because if you don't have the plant maintained or serviced regularly, the probability that the plant will run down and you have to shut them down for a period. You know, whenever there's maintenance, you have to shut down plants. And those are some of the reasons why we see some doomsday coming at certain times or the power going off at certain times. And so apart from force majeure, which we cannot, but as a nation, what it offers is that it keeps the full capacity running. You know, there's what we call excess capacity, where we have been hearing that, but if Ghana is having excess capacity, why should we then be having problems with power? Excess capacity means that you generate more than you need. So you generate more than the demand. But here's a case where even though we have that, we still experience power outages because of the challenges in terms of financing. So if you are not financing them, you are not paying the debt, they will not be running full capacity. Even though you have enough, you will not be running the full plant. And that is the reason why we experience this. So some of the advantages it will bring to Ghana is that it will enable Ghana export the excess capacity that will generate revenue for the country, not just revenue, but foreign exchange, which will also help to shore up our international reserves. So there are more advantages to it because in the neighboring countries, we supply them with power. And so when you have the excess capacity, we have full plant running across all the country, there are benefits that it comes to us. The power producers themselves earn money. Ghana itself also earn money. So it brings, diverse benefit economically to the country, and then also for the investors as well who are in the space. So it's good. It's good. You know, there's something we've been calling take or pay and then take and pay contracts. And take or pay is when investors say whether you use the power or not. If you ask an investor to construct power plant of 500 megawatt capacity and the contract is take or pay, it means whether you use or not, you have to pay. But if you have government paying its debt regularly, then what it means is that you can now enter into take and pay. It means what you only take is what you pay, because no investor will come and put 1,000 or 500 capacity plant and then you'll be utilizing only 200. Where will he get money to finance the remaining difference to pay? Because he also took money or loan from his home country to come and do the investment here. So these are all implications for the economy. So when you have government paying the debt and the plant running fully, then it helps them to also export to other nations that can also earn them income. So that is very good, so that they can have enough in returns on their investment. Well, so these are the benefits it brings.
Okay, we understand that government is also has renegotiated all our agreements with our independent power producers, and we're also looking at working with Tallow Oil and the Jubilee Fields on a payment road map. How important are our relationships with our independent power suppliers in this time, Doc? And for how long do we need to continue using the services of independent power suppliers?
Well, we will need them. We will need them because government alone cannot have enough capacity to supply power to the entire nation. Don't forget, we have industries that are running. Some of the industries consume a lot of power. Industries like Vaco, Tor, they consume a lot of power. And government, what do we depend on? We depend on hydro mainly from Akosomo and then the Abuazi. And if you look at the location they are, it will be very expensive to allow them to supply the entire nation. And so Ghana, the government alone cannot, because of the capital intensive nature of it. Billions of dollars is required to put up plants. And so, indeed, we need the private sector. That is why we have PPP, public-private partnership. That's why we have independent power producers. They are there. So those are private sector players. And what government needs to do is to empower the private sector to invest more into it. When it happens like that, you are not the one investing with your capital. You have brought in people to do so. And so it helps the government to reduce the burden of cost in development projects. The negotiations happen because government must also have the people in mind, that the fact that you are investing in the private sector doesn't mean that you should be charging excessive fees. So government comes in to support them so that they will not be able to charge the fees that they will charge. So that is how it feels. Practically, if you want to build a plant of $1 billion and somebody is bringing in that money, of course, government will have been the one to put in. So if somebody is bringing in, government will say, okay, you are bringing in, I'll support you with certain things so that you don't end up passing on all the cost to the consumer. And so these are some of the reasons why government may not be able to put in that huge investment for the entire demand that the country needed. And that's why the private sector is needed to come on board. So we need them. We need them because once the economy expands, energy is one key thing. Don't forget, we still have some part of Ghana that are still not connected to the national grid. They don't have electricity. Right. So we are still expanding. Even though a larger part of the nation has power, there are some villages or part of Ghana that still not have electricity. So as we are expanding, the demand then increases, and government cannot meet all that. That's why we need the private sector.
Well, Doc, at the time when the independent power suppliers threatened to shut down operations over non-payment of our debts because we had not met some of our obligations, concerns were raised that we are putting all our eggs in one basket. We're giving the independent power suppliers too much leverage over the country, and so as a people, we should be able to take charge of our energy sector. Comments like that, are they misplaced?
The same politicians who signed the agreement with these power producers are the same politicians who are complaining. When they are in power, they sign this agreement. Then when they leave power and then there is debt, then they complain. The question is that why does it happen so? It's because when they are signing those contracts, they are not taking certain things into consideration. So the entire nation, Ghana, our capacity versus the capacity that we have in the country. If you know that we have excess, then why do you keep signing power agreements? It's because the politician has its own way of doing things. And so that is how it has become. We brought it on ourselves. However, it is also good because the economy will continue to expand. And so today it will be excess, but tomorrow you will need it. Just like Akosomo. Remember that when Akosomo was being constructed, the complaint was that it's too big for the nation because our capacity is, below that. But today Akosomo is not enough. What does it tell us? It means that energy needs will continue to increase. Because don't forget that anytime you purchase a gadget, be it small or not, at home, you are adding a demand to the energy grid. So what it means is that everybody, people who are buying phones, who are buying electronic items, who are buying new fridge, are buying new sound system, entertainment here and there, you realize all of them need power, right? And so while those things are growing, over the weekend, look at, for instance, programs that people organize. They all use power. And so the demand will continue to increase because the need for power will continue to increase. So we just definitely need more. However, the politicians signing the agreement, not looking at the strategic locations of this, are the challenges that we actually face. But I think that going forward, the politicians should have lessons to learn from the things they do themselves that they criticize when they are not in power, so that the country's interests will be paramount whenever they are entering into any international agreement.
Government also says that by clearing this debt in this first 1 year, it shows how prudent it's been with our economy, with our fiscal space and all. Doc, how much does this also affect us, that government spends this much money in clearing debt in the first year? Positive or adverse?
Sorry. So the aspect is that, the economy of Ghana is such that whilst we roll out the needs for development, we have to prioritize the aspects that we cannot ignore, which is very key to economic development. And energy is one key one.
Okay.
For the economy to strive, you need a strong energy sector. For investors to come into your economy, one area they look at is how is the energy need, how is the energy sector striving in the country. Because if he comes to invest and there's no access to power, it's going to cost the investor more. And when the investor cost of operation is more, it will then require that the consumers who patronize or who utilize their services will also be complaining of high cost. And so it is very important that we restructure the entire energy sector so that the economy will strive in terms of development, especially to attract foreign investors.
But does it not also affect other critical sectors of the economy? Government says it's being prudent in spending. Moving $1.47 billion dollars into energy sector alone, do we not fear that our health sector will be affected? Other very critical areas of the economy may have to suffer for this.
Yeah, you are right. Definitely, government has to spread its investment across all sectors. But there are certain sectors that are more critical than others. And one of them is the energy sector. When we were experiencing doomsday in 2015, 2016, thereabout, you know, the entire economy almost, getting on its knees because businesses are struggling. Cost of living became high because people will go and buy plant, they buy fuel, and they add it to the cost of their generations. Some of even radio and TV stations were shutting down. They were not able to operate 24 hours because they are not able to, generate enough money to even buy fuel to run 24 hours. So the consequences for not having vibrant energy sector is high. And that is why when government is investing in it, we cannot say it's too much, because not investing in it, the consequences will be worse for the economy.
Okay.
That is, otherwise, factories will not be able to operate. People will lose their jobs, and the consequences for people losing jobs, you understand. Banks will struggle because people who take loan from banks will not be able to make payment, will not be able to pay, and people who service or provide services will also not get enough. So the consequences are more. That's the reason why we need more investment in that sector, because the returns are huge. The returns are huge. Just like hospitals that are built, you cannot say that it's expensive to build a hospital. So government should look at, reconsider that. If you do so, the health of the citizens is very paramount. So if you don't have a vibrant health sector, that also has its own consequences because it will be more expensive. So that's good.
Yeah, it's good. Well, these are some of the concerns that are raised, looking at the amount of money pushed, and also the fact that government wants to be very prudent in its spending. But with our budget, Doc, 2026, government has a budget it wants to run. This is quite a very bold step by government, paying these huge amounts of money, seeing as government is also trying its best not to overspend. But a lot of people forecast that this is a year, 2026 is a year that government is going to spend as much. Do we not risk falling on old times where we are going above and beyond what we set for ourselves?
In fact, if we live within our budget, I can assure you that Ghana will turn around to become a great country.
Okay.
The reason is that the leakages and the wastage in the system over the past years, if we should be prudent and fiscally disciplined in our spending, we will have more than enough. So any government that exercises discipline in expenditure, prudency in spending, there will be enough to spend, and people will be wondering that where are they getting the money from? Because they are blocking leakages. They are blocking leakages. They are blocking revenue leakages. They are blocking corruption activities. And when that happens, we'll have enough. Sometimes you hear some of the corrupt practices and ask yourself, well, all these monies are in this economy and people are just siphoning it like that when it can do a lot for the nation. So we will see it to be huge, but I can assure you that the value it brings on the table is not. It's just like, you investing in security. You think it's expensive, or in education. They say if you think education is expensive, try ignorance. So the reason why people spend a lot of money on education is because of the knowledge and the benefit it brings. It's just like somebody who is sick, who wants to spend every money to cure himself. The knowledge that person might have had, you cannot underestimate it. And so these things are all key. And so for me, any investment in the energy sector is not too small for me, no matter how it is. So far as there is no leakage, there is no corruption, and there is no excess spending, it is worth it because the benefit it brings to the economy cannot be quantified in monetary value because it helps the economy to run smoothly. And that's the reason why we cannot say that we will not invest in it.
Doc, you mentioned earlier that politicians go and negotiate some contracts that at the end of the day is to the detriment of the whole country. Contracts that are, we pay for what we are not even using, contracts that take away money could have been used in other sectors of the economy. Moving forward, how much should we be looking at these things? Do we attribute some of these contracts to just a very, let me use a very broad balance that we use? I don't care, that we just go, we sign a contract and we are gone. What should we be doing to ensure that contracts that we are signing are bringing the Ghanaian value for money?
That's very important. I think one of the ways of managing that very well is to make those contracts open, because it's a public contract and it's the interest of Ghana that you are signing those contracts. So what is then the secret of hiding those contracts? Let it be public for that, so that others can also review it and see what is happening. Other than we finish signing them and then other parties will come and complain that the terms are not favorable for the economy. The other aspect is that anytime government wants to go into such contract agreement, we have to look at the entire need of that sector to see whether it is really required. That if government is going to sign a contract of, say, 1,000 megawatts, what do we currently have? That is not enough that we are going to sign a new one. So when all these things are explained and are made public, it helps people to appreciate better the reason why we do certain things. And so for me, these are some of the things that we should do to bring value on the table for some of these contracts. One, to look at the need for it, whether indeed it is required or not, and also to make it public so that people can also go and read and see the terms of the contract. Then if there are any input that you want, you can also do not input from people, but for you to have knowledge of what is being done, so that those who have the technical know-how to actually call the attention of government to certain things, it can be. Because I can assure you that the country has enough, the required technical expertise to review some of these contracts. It is because of, maybe personal interest that normally result in we seeing the excesses that we see. And so the last one, I would say, it should be about leaders who should be selfless and think Ghana first, rather than, looking at what they will get. And I think that these are some of the things that affect the excesses that we see. That contract that can be signed in certain values, you end up multiple and quadrupling them, the amount, all because of the interest and the value, the chain that it has to go through. You have to meet this person, you have to meet that person, this person is taking this percentage, that person is taking this percentage. And so some of them, sometimes investors come to this economy, they go back because of some of these things. They have good intention for the economy, but it's like the people or the processes you have to go through is so frustrating that they will end up even spending more on the processes than the investment value they are bringing on the table itself. So I believe the politicians that they should at least consider Ghana first. So we need such a leader who will do that.
Doc, let me move away from our energy sector and look at the domestic gold purchasing program. The Bank of Ghana tells us that the program recorded, Bank of Ghana recorded 5.6 billion Ghana cedi losses in 2024. 2024. Doc, let me read the statement by the Bank of Ghana, and then we can have some conversation on this matter. This is a statement from the Bank of Ghana. It's in response to an RTI request by Philip Bonsu Esquire. It says that in 2022 alone, the losses made were 74.44. In 2023, the losses were 1.372 Ghana cedis. In 2024, million Ghana cedis, beg your pardon. In 2024, the losses were 5.662 billion Ghana cedis. They are yet to give losses that were recorded in 2025. Doc, it looks like since we started, and this is by the Bank of Ghana, since we started this domestic gold purchase program, Ghana has rather made losses than any gains. Where have we fallen short? This seems quite surprising coming from the Bank of Ghana. And so where have we fallen short in running this program?
You know, so it's surprising, isn't it?
It is.
That individuals are doing good business, they are making profit, and the whole government is doing it, and then they are making losses. Now, it is because the structure of the program has not been well explained to the public. And so everybody is saying they are losses. But it's because we are not explaining the structure. You realize that when the issue came up, the central bank and the Gold Board came up saying that they are not losses, and that it is the interpretation. That means that the structure of the program needs to be explained. These are the reasons why policies of such nature needs to be made public. Let's understand the structure. When the Good for Oil program started, there was so much complaining that it's not giving Ghana value. But we are saying that it is giving us value. Why? Because we are saying it is helping us to reduce our spending for forex. So bring out the details and let's know what is happening. But when it comes up at the end of the day for us to know that it is making losses, and you are now explaining that it's not losses, then it means that in the beginning you have not been, transparent with the citizens to actually let us know what the program entails. And these are some of the problems that we face. You know, if a report hasn't come up from external sources, and that's the challenge. If IMF has not come up to say that this is what has happened, nobody will have known that the same Good Board that we all know is doing well is making losses. The unfortunate thing is that we always have to wait for an external party to always tell us what is happening within our space, which is very unfortunate. Gold Board is a very fantastic institution. The Good for Reserves program is very good. The challenge is that we have not been transparent with the issue. If you look at it critically, these are not losses, because they are not. You see, we have trading. When you are doing trading, depending on the nature of the trading, you may be incurring some cost, and that cost will appear to be losses, but they are not, because of the benefit it brings. And that is what is happening at Good Board. The structure that they have needs to be looked at, because you are spending a lot, and what you are receiving, even though it's benefiting the economy, you are spending too much in getting what you are getting, even though what you are getting is bringing. So let me give you a typical example. Assuming that somebody is sick, and then you spend a lot of money by selling all your properties to take care of that person. That somebody will say you have lost everything in taking care of someone. At the end of the day, the person is well. That person is well and will be able to make work again to be able to recover all. So the health of that person is paramount. So if you look at the domestic gold purchase program, the health of the economy is paramount. So it has helped to sustain the economy. But we have to spend more in order to get that done, because it's needed. And that is a challenge. And that is what has not been explained to us. that it is to sustain the economy. But unfortunately, we have to spend to get that done.
Okay.
And so even though we spend more, it is needed because it will keep you alive. Other than that, you collapse or you die.
But Doc,
if you explain this, everybody will understand.
But to what extent or to what end? How far or till when do we continue to spend to keep us alive?
You know, so far as it is a continuous business, you have to then keep reviewing it. That at the beginning, because you cannot be spending a lot throughout. So we have to look at it in phases. And at the beginning phase, this is what will happen. But in the medium to long term, this is how it will go. So it is important for us to then know what is the immediate, terms for this program, what is the medium and what is the long term. So that we know that, okay, we have to spend this because at the beginning of every business or every policy, you need to put infrastructure in place. And so you spend more, but the returns will come at the end of the day. It's just like you investing at the beginning of a business. You spend more, but you shouldn't expect to recoup all within a short period. You have medium and long-term plan. And that is what is happening at Goodball. We are spending more now. But when things stabilizes more and things settles with infrastructure, you see the returns that will start coming in the long term. Because in the long term, you are not going to put in new infrastructure. It's just a matter of upgrading. In that case, you have already spent a lot at the beginning to put infrastructure in place. And that is why I would say that these losses will not continue. If it continues, then there's something wrong with the program. Then the program has to be restructured. And yesterday, I heard the governor of the Bank of Ghana saying that they are reviewing the terms or the operations of the Good Board so that they can reduce the cost in some way. And so those are some of the things. Because you see, it is a lot, it requires a lot of money to do the trading. If government say they are going to buy all the gold from the traders or the miners, you know, it is a lot of money. Where will you get the money from to do that? So we have to look at that. And that is the reason why I'm sure they are looking at restructuring the whole process. Other than that, I would say that it's a lesson to learn so that they will end up explaining to us the structure of the program so that these losses or these discussions will not come as a result of somebody sitting far away and rather revealing it to us than we telling our own story.
But look, how do we restructure this program so that the Ghanaian can better appreciate it, can better see the returns of the program? Because if Bank of Ghana is telling us that 2022, 2023, 2024 losses were recorded, it hasn't told us about 2025 yet. In 3 years, losses were recorded. Couldn't it have also been the other way, that 2022, 23, 24 gains were rather recorded? And so how do we restructure this to the benefit of our country and our economy?
Yeah, so if you want to restructure, you ask yourself, what was being done in the past that we're not hearing these losses, and what is being done now? So in the past, people were given a license to trade, and they were trading. And so government was not directly involved in buying gold. Okay? And so this has happened. Now, so the losses hasn't happened in the past. Now government says that they are going to do this. They are now going to buy the gold themselves. Then you should ask yourself, how were they doing it that they were not incurring losses? That when we come in, we will. And that is what we should have used in restructuring it. It's just like Cocoa Board. At the beginning, Cocoa Board was making money. But now Cocoa Board is making huge losses. So if there's any template, we should have looked at how Cocoa Board was structured so that we don't get into the situation that Cocoa Board has gotten itself into now. Other than that, if you are not careful, in the long term, Gold Board will become like Cocoa Board. And the reason is that we will continue to incur losses if we don't restructure it. How do we restructure it then? By looking at in the past when everybody was trading and we were only receiving the returns. Because don't forget that these losses is coming from the small scale sector. The big mining firms, they sell their goods outside. And then they bring a percentage that government owes to government. So there is no problem. So if any loss at all, it will be to the big mining firms. They will bear it. Government will not, because trade and give you my share of the good, and that's all. So government said, okay, instead of we buying the good ourselves now, let's tell the people, go and buy the good, go and trade it. We will only regulate it, so that we will only be a regulator. We will not be buying, because right now we are saying we will take charge of that. So let's play our regulatory role, allow you to do your trading, but we'll make sure that we are policing you to make sure that you are not shortchanging the economy by not reporting how much you are trading. So government should look at that to say that, okay, instead of we buying the good or allowing people to buy the good on our behalf, now we will trade. Rather say that you do it, but we want to rather find out how much are you spending or how much gold are you buying, so that government will rather be doing monitoring instead of being involved in the trading aspect. Because if we are not careful, Ghana Cocoa Board, Gold Board will become like Cocoa Board. And it will be very, very much unfortunate, because gold, if you look at within a short period, how much income it has brought or money it has made, if we begin to incur losses like Cocoa Board, the same way Gold Board has helped the economy and stabilize the economy, the same way it can bring the economy to its knees. The good thing is that gold prices is above $4,000. In the past years, it was around 1,500, 1,700. So if gold prices should drop sharply today, what will happen to the economy? Will the economy still stand? That is why we need to be very careful.
Okay. Well, Doc, let me welcome Madam Jeanette Nabla into the conversation. But Madam Nabla, thank you for joining us, ma'am. We'll take a very quick break. When we return, I'll also take the comment of Ms. Nabla on this. Thank you. Stay with me. We'll be back after this break.
Playing for your country, easy. Scoring, easy. Winning, easy. You know what be easy now? Kivo 4-in-1 Gary mix. Easy. It gets everything inside. Gary, creamer, sugar, roasted groundnuts. Just add water. Sharp my soakings make ready. Taste and energy. Made easy. I'm a match winner, but the real champion is Kivo 4-in-1 Gary mix. Champion taste.
Also available strawberry, coconut, and chocomore. This advert is FDA approved.
Imagine a sport without rules, a game without passion, an arena without chance. What drives the champions? What fuels the rivalry? What separates the winners from the rest in the world of sports?
Eugene Soti, your chief data guy on the talking point. On the African Tracker, I'll break down the performance of your favorite African players abroad, scrutinizing every detail and exploring the nuances and rules governing the game.
Meet us in your area for Area Take as we plug into sports perspective and hear your thoughts on every play of the game.
I'm James Makion, your go-to expert for everything local. I'll review the fixtures from the locker room to the pitch and from the management to the fans. I've got you covered.
Oh la la! Don't miss out on the double excitement. It's a fun pack, pulsating and complete wrap of everything in sports, from boxing to football, tennis, NBA and more. Sports World on ABC as every Wednesday from 7 to 8 p.m. Sports World on ABC. Sports beyond borders.
Welcome back. You're still watching ABC in the morning here on ABC News GH. I have with me Dr. Peter Tete, who is a policy analyst. We've been talking about government clearing the $1.47 billion energy sector debt, some of energy sector debt. This is quite a huge chunk of it. We also looked at the domestic gold purchase program and how sustainable it could be. Doc has been telling us what more we could do so that Gold Board does not become like Cocoa Board with regard to the losses that Cocoa Board has been making. But now let me welcome Madam Janet Nabla into this conversation. She is the founder of the PNP. You're welcome, Madam Nabla. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me. I hope you can hear me.
Yes, I can hear you. Thank you so much. Let me let me let you weigh in on this domestic gold purchase program. The Bank of Ghana says that Ghana recorded 5.66 billion Ghana cedi losses in 2024. It seems to suggest that 2022, 23, 24, all we made were losses. We are yet to see whether we made any losses in 2025 also. This domestic gold purchase program, is it sustainable or should we be scrapping it?
Let me greet you once again and your viewers. Let me pack very well.
Okay.
Thank you. Looking at the losses Bank of Ghana have recorded for both the gold for oil and gold for reserves, the sustainability of these two policies is blurred when you look at the situation, because you can't have a bank losing this amount of money and then we having a sustainable economy. Yesterday, if you were to listen to the Bank of Ghana governor very well, he said he is now following the finance ministry to pay for those losses. I don't know whether you heard him. He said he was following, he now wants the, I don't know yesterday whether you follow the Bank of Ghana governor.
Yeah, we listened to him.
So he said that he wants the Ministry of Finance to pay him back all the debt that he's incurring on behalf of the gold for oil and the gold for reserves. So to us there, I even heard that the gold for oil, they have cancelled it. It is the gold for reserves that now they are doing auditing to see whether it should be cancelled or not. So to me, I see no reason why we will be engaging in this if we are losing, if the losses are more than we profit. Because in any business venture, you have to do a cost-benefit analysis. If the cost surpasses the benefit, you will have to stop. That is what we have to do in every business that you usually, or transactions that you find yourself in. You have to do a cost-benefit analysis. So if Ghana, we are not benefiting from distance, and it's just because we want to use them as policies, we should do away with them, because he told us that since 2024, the gold for oil policy was done away with. They have cancelled it. It's no more operational. Yesterday, that was what he said. He said now it is the gold for reserves that they are now doing auditing to this thing. I think that the debts that we are incurring are so abnormal, and as a country, we must go back to the drawing board to see what is happening. Because most of the times when a policy comes and it is for government, because it is not a private business venture, and you are not feeling it because as an individual, you are not the one paying it, people just keep quiet and allow it to perpetuate. But I think that we should start running this country as a business. Because if you have a business entity and things are not going well, you will go back to the drawing board to draw and come back. So if the goal for reserves is benefiting us, and then we look at the cost and the cost is too much, why are we still holding on to it? So we to me, I think that we should do a more analysis on it. And also looking at yesterday, you spoke about the 1.47 billion dollars that government paid for. Government had to pay for IPPs. Is that what you were talking about? Hello, can you hear
Yes,
me?
that's what we talked about earlier, the 1.47 billion. Yes.
Talking about that one, yesterday I also saw that some information, because the government told us that he has paid all the bills, all debts have been paid, and Ghanaians, we said hooray, only for Joy to come back with an RTI that says that they still have $700 million outstanding, and that they have not finished paying them. And I think that is not good, because this country was handed over to the NDC as an entity. We had a relationship. Ghanaians have a relationship with the NDC as a political party to manage our business for us, and that is Ghana. So when you are managing businesses for people and you are hiding information from them, you are not a good businessman and you are not being truthful. And it is also, when you are lying to people, it means you don't respect them. Because
you think this is a lie? Do you think this is a way of lying to Ghanaians?
No. Yesterday, what happened when Joy FM came up with a new standard? $700 million are still outstanding, and the government is doing reprofiling of the debt. When we talk about reprofiling means that maybe you will be able to negotiate. So, according to Joy FM, they have renegotiated the debt to 2028. So, we'll be paying the debt in 2028. So, you ask yourself, you'll be paying the debt in 2028. Why did you come to lie to the people of Ghana that you've paid all the debt? That's what I'm asking. You were all in this country when Sami Jemfi and the Gold Board, IMF, came out to tell us that they've caused a financial loss of $240 million in their gold transactions. Both Sami Jemfi and the Bank of Ghana governor and the Minister of Finance came out and debunked it. That is not true. Blah, 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 blah. Later on, they came back and told us that what the IMF said, Sami Jemfi said, it's not my bill. It is Bank of Ghana. Bank of Ghana said, it is not ours. It is Ministry of Finance. But why were you telling us that it was not true? Why were you trying to discredit IMF, a very big institution? I am telling you certain things that when a NDC comes out to discredit me, Janet Nabla, you should know that they have done it to the think tanks like IMF, which is an international institution that the entire world believes in, that they try to just sweep under the carpet, that they were lying, trying to repute on their character to say that they are not telling the truth. Then the truth finally came that it was they who were lying, and it's true that they have caused financial loss to this state. They've actually bought gold and made losses. That was number one. You also heard the Bank of Ghana governor some time ago coming out. You just mentioned it. The $5.6 billion. That Bank of Ghana governor said that we've made losses both in the reserves and in the gold for oil. He said gold for oil was 1.8 billion, and then the gold for reserves was 3.8 billion. So when you add this together, it becomes 5.6 billion. This is what the Bank of Ghana told us. But do you know that the Bank of Ghana statement for financial statement for 2028 is on their website? According to the Public Accounts Committee yesterday, the chairperson yesterday confronted the Bank of Ghana governor. He said, you told Ghanaians that gold for oil and gold for reserves have made a financial loss to the tune of 5.6 billion billion. We understand 5.6 billion Ghana cedis. You are the one who have said it. How come that the 3.8 billion for the gold for reserves is not in your financial projections or your financial statement for 2024? And the man was shocked. He was dumbfounded. He didn't know what to do. If you what happened at the public made a loss, and when you finish, we're not there for 2028. Are you understanding what I'm saying? So there is a problem when it comes to truthfulness when you are dealing with the NDC. These are all things that Genesis that makes me to think that the NDC is not being honest with Ghanaians. Janet Asana Nabla, if I were to have power, I will call Ghanaians, if we could call Elon Musk to come and go into that Bank of Ghana and do more a Ministry of Finance and do more forensic audit to know what is happening, because we are sitting on a time bomb. One of the things you should be scared of is dealing with someone who is non-trustworthy. When the person is non-trustworthy, the person is going to cover up on several things, and one day you will see those things and it will shock you. And that is what the NDC government is doing. They are sitting on information, hiding it. Look at this, what I was just saying. You told us that you have paid oil you have paid all our energy sector debt. You did not tell us that, oh, this is what we have done. You came out categorically and you told Ghanaians all our energy sector debt have been paid. And we got happy about it. We were so happy, only for us to go into the details and realize that our energy sector debt was not paid. You paid 1.47 billion, but we still have 700 million debt that has not been paid. And then you have made renegotiations called reprofiling, and then you are pushing the debt to 2028. But we are not aware. You just lied to us that we have paid all debt. And if you want to talk, they will say, but this one was like this. If not because of Joy FM research they went and did, Ghanaians would never have known that they have done reprofiling and that all the debt was not paid. So all what I'm saying is that with the NDC, it is one day, one problem, because we are sitting on a time bomb. When you are having a partner, when you have a partner in a relationship and the partner is not trustworthy, the partner is not truthful, there is a problem. And we are having a partner in a relationship. We have joined our hands with NDC and brought them to come and manage our economy for us. And the Bank of Ghana governor is somebody who is not truthful. Anything that comes out of the mouth of the Bank of Ghana governor, I, Janet Asana Nabla, I will not believe it. I will not trust it. Because looking at historical antecedents of things that he has done, I've seen that this man is not trustworthy, and we should not be paying attention to the things that he's saying. I've just told you about the categories of lies that he has lied since the NDC came to power.
Okay, thank you, Madam Nabla. Let me go back to Dr. Peter Tete. I'm almost running out of time. Let me let Doc give me his final thoughts on the conversation, and then I'll come for your final thoughts. Doc, you are telling us to give it some time and see how the gold purchase program is able, the domestic gold purchase program is able to be restructured so that it benefits Ghanaians rather than runs at a loss to the detriment of Ghanaians. How much time is enough time, sir?
Sorry, please come again.
I was asking, you mentioned that we'll need to look at the restructuring of this program if we would want it to benefit us the more, and also our politicians, our policymakers would have to be more transparent to the people about what the program entails so that we can come along with them. And so the question is, how much time is enough time to see all of these play out?
This one is required immediate resolution. That is now. The time is now.
Now, okay.
Because the trading is already taking place. And we don't want to continue to get to a stage where the problems will be more than, it will cost us more to solve. And we'll end up saying, let's live with it. We don't want to get there, just like the way Cocoa Board has become now. So the time is now, so that we can quickly put the structures and measures in place to quickly address it going forward. Other than that, like I said, because the gains brought huge benefit, the losses, when they increase, can also bring repercussions to the economy. You know, what took us to the IMF and the DDEP, I don't think that we want to go there, but something can take us there. And so let us not take for granted. In every economy, that's why we have contingencies. If you're an economy, running an economy or a business, when the times are good, you have to be very careful, because the economy is such that it will go up and come down. it will never be up. And so when times are good, that's why you have to make hay while the sun shines. That's why you have to spread your investment even as an individual. Because you don't know when bad day will come, because there will always be a bad day. Today, Trump is doing America first. So the economy is thriving in US. And then, so the economy is facing challenges across the globe. And so people have skewed their investment to gold. And because we have gold as a resource, we are benefiting. But what about those who don't have gold as a resource? How are they managing? And so that's what we should be asking ourselves. That if we don't have gold, what would Ghana have been by now? If there's no gold for Ghana, what would have been our situation? So because of that, we can't take it for granted. We have to be very serious and quickly do the restructuring so that you and I, we wake up and we're able to go to work because the economy will be friendly for business. Otherwise, it's the individual that will suffer and not those in power because they will have their way out.
But do we trust Governor of the Bank of Ghana so much? Listening to Madam Janet Nabla, she seems not to trust him, citing how he's answered certain questions and how he's addressed certain issues. And so if she holds a thought like that, I could also think that other people could also hold thoughts like that, seeing some with regards to maybe how he presents certain matters. Yesterday he was at the Public Accounts Committee. How do we, our duty bearers such as our Bank of Ghana, our Governor of the Bank of Ghana, our ministers and all position themselves so much so that when we are viewing them, it is not through lenses of mistrust?
Well, for me, I think the Bank of Ghana is doing very well. Doing very well because he's focusing on his core mandate, which is monetary policy management. That's what the Bank of Ghana was created for. And the Finance Ministry manages the fiscal policy. They manages monetary policy. And that is what he's focusing on. He's doing it very well. And what we have to know is that whatever has happened in 2025 is like trying to find out, you try to find your feet, because every government in the first year, they set up the government, they do the appointment, they study what has happened in the past, and then they take off. And so that's what has happened in 2025. If you look at the indicators within the macro space, within the monetary space, in terms of CD management, you can see that in terms of interest management, you can see that the governor has performed very well. Very well. I mean, taking interest from above 30 to now 15, you cannot say he has not done well. What we have to do is to make sure that we don't fall back. Because anybody who lives in Ghana will say that the economy has stabilized, unless the person is not in Ghana. It's a fact. CD has stabilized. The problem we had in the past was that it goes up and comes down very sharp. It undulates. But this time around, it has been stable. In 2022, for instance, it started the year at 6, went to 17, and by the end of the year, it came to 9.8. That's not what we want. We want stability. This last year has been fairly stable. And so for me, I think that if he's not doing anything, we wouldn't have seen the stability we have seen now. People who are paying interest of about 30%, 35%, today they are paying below 20%. Is it not savings for the companies? It is. He's managing the currency well, liquidity. We've not had challenge with dollar supply. And so certain things are happening that we need to give credit to where credit is due. What we have ahead of us is what matters. That let's consolidate these gains and make sure that we grow with it and that we don't stagnate.
Okay.
So listening to him talk about the challenges and what needs to be done, I think that we wait and see whether indeed what he said he would do, he will be able to have the will to do so. Okay. And I pray that he can as well.
All right.
Because at the end of the day, it benefits the whole nation.
Okay, thank you, Doc. Let me come to you, Madam Nabla, and let me give us your final words on this matter. Would we rather give the Bank of Ghana governor some time, look at the work that he's doing, and see how he also exemplifies himself? Madam Janet Nabla, are you still with me, ma'am? Hello? Oh, we seem to have lost Madam Janet Nabla, but that will be all for our conversation this morning. Dr. Peter Tepe, thank you so much for your time this morning. We really appreciate your coming on the show. So we've been speaking with Dr. Peter Tepe, who is a policy analyst, and we also had Janet Nabla, the founder of PNP, also join us on the conversation this morning. But before we go, you need to take pictures. Pictures are very important. They give you something to look back on. They evoke some very great memories in us. And so when you have the opportunity to take pictures, you need to seize the opportunity and take some very beautiful pictures. And so you need to come to Heshben Notion Studio, where timeless memories start. And for your professional headshots, your kids shoots, your wedding photos, your graduation photos, your events photography, and global portraits, Heshben Studios is where you need to be at. Heshben Notion will give you the greatest of services that you won't find anywhere. Contact them on 055-281-8215 or 020-674-33222 to book your session with them now. Heshben Notion Studios for all of your very timeless photography. That will be all for our main discussion this morning. We'll take a break. When we return, I'll be opening the phone lines. You can call us and share your thoughts with us on all of the conversations we've been having here. 053-916-1609.
Rent back with the beer open. Come on, come see what? Wait, this guy. My friend, see before.
It's the Telestar Too Much Money promo. Win cash daily, weekly, and a grand prize of 1.2 million Ghana cedis. Just reload or buy a bundle with Telestar Cash to earn points and stand a chance to win big. Dial *500# or visit the Telestar Play app to obtain and start winning in the Telestar Too Much Money promo. Terms and conditions apply. This promo is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas Lottery platform.
When is campaign? If you're a baby, many schedule no. If you know, meto chiaka. Inti ene, uno ba no mpe baby amobeda. Oh no abeka. You did too much money. No matter.
Telecel, connecting energies.
Thank you for staying with us. 053-916-1609. Call us and share your thoughts with us. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, madam. Sister Francis.
Nyamia Domeho, Afepan Kometoye, Eliasuni.
Yeah, Eliasuni.
Eliasu, it's been forever. I hope you're doing well.
Oh, yes.
We thank God. It's great to hear from you.
Yeah, okay.
Eliasu, Yetio.
Yeah, me patron namoka Bank of Ghana Masamo.
And domestic gold purchase program, no.
What say, Auntie? In this form can grow.
Ade.
There be omun can cray. I say I am a Fabeka. And Bank of Ghana, Papa no on can cray. The area so say intro say no ubetra ede. Nemo do utube dedi. Intro etra de ede. Nemo do utube dedi. So when me chay. Sa ni omo kase ene economy ayewi ene dollar ayewi omo fancy them from Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Baumia. Who said dollar echo 17 cities. Come on, Baumia di gold for oil buy no. And started say eba down. MPP befiso na dollar of 14 cities. Eti afe na aswa ba omo tio. I seen a piano about we piano. I seen also about almost in Jomo fast like I said, and former doctor a drink as you were. Humura. Oh, Alaji Dr. Mahmoud. When young couple show. Maybe almost faster than my doctor like Mahmoud Bowman. Now, Uncle Fu, you know that I will say, Omoba, and you will say, Ebe. Now, you can't share your mind.
All right, Ilyas, calling your thoughts with us, and Ilyas with his comment. You too can call us. Thoughts, would love to hear from you. 053 916 1609. 053 916 1609. Government has cleared $1.47 billion energy debt. Also, the domestic gold purchase program. Bank of Ghana recorded 5.66 billion Ghana CD loss. Stations and also the car that recorded. What do we do on our end? Good morning. I've lost the caller. Hear your thoughts. 053 916 1609. Please call us and share your thoughts with us. Would love so much to hear from you. 053 916 1609. 053 916 1609. Call us and share your thoughts with us. Hello, good morning.
Oh, good morning.
What's your name and where are you calling from, sir?
I'm calling from Accra. I'm calling Nanajiman.
Nanajiman, thank you for calling. Please share your thoughts with us.
I'm calling from Accra. Nanajiman.
All right, Nanajiman, let's hear you.
Okay. It's very interesting. Since yesterday up to today, a lot of things have happened concerning this public all hearing as Mami Janet spoke about. You see, I called yesterday and spoke about dishonesty and truth. And this is what the country needs. We should be truthful and honest to one another. This country is not going forward just because of these two things. But we have two things to contend with if our country is to move forward. We have to deal with the issue of integrity and also the issue of the environment. If we are able to deal with these two things, I think Ghana will go forward. No matter the gold, no matter the diamonds, no matter the oil, Ghana will not move forward if we are not able to deal with integrity and the issue of the environment, or what we call climate challenges. We are taking gold, and our environment is turning into a desert place now. Our water is having challenges and problems. Go to our beaches, full of rubbish. We are not full of rubbish. Where Dubai and other countries are now developing their beaches to bring in money, we are destroying ours to bring us poverty. And it is very sad. You get me? We have to be honest and truthful to ourselves. All this dishonesty, lies, deceit, malice, mischief, we should put an end to it. It will not help this country. Politicians must learn to uphold integrity and also ensure that issues that have to do with climate challenges and the environment are given priority in the order of schemes in this country. If we don't do that, I don't think we have a future for the present generation. We need integrity very well. Integrity. The pastor must be somebody with integrity. The soldier must be somebody with integrity. The policeman must be somebody with integrity. The MP must be. The minister must be. Everybody has a responsibility of upholding integrity and ethics in this country. The chief assemblyman has a responsibility. We have thrown this country into the rubbish dump, and we are doing whatever we want to do with it anyhow. Everybody comes and thinks about me, my family, and my friends, and it is not going to help us. It is not going to help us. The little things that we can do to help our nation, we are not doing them. Yesterday, I spoke out of passion for Ghana, but today I have taken my time to explain things very well.
Right,
I was sorry for yesterday, but let me say this. We need to do these two things, uphold integrity and also address the issue of climate challenges and the environment. These are the two things we need to heal. You destroy the environment, you stop building hospitals, and it will get to a time when people will be dying, and when there's a pandemic, and the those that we took, those communities will now be citizenless. And then we will realize that we have fooled ourselves. Sorry to use the word fool, but we have done a great service to ourselves. It is bad.
Okay. Nana Jiman, we appreciate your calling and sharing your thoughts with us. Thank you. So that's Nana Jiman also weighing in on the conversation. You two can call and share your thoughts with us. I am able to pick some more calls. 053-916-1609. 053-916-1609. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Please turn down the volume of your TV so that we can have a great conversation. Yami adome ho yem pacho wo so e.
Yami adomo en say na me frɛ na me kan bi na o ze me aba ya na no kure kan ya na eye dum din pa wo ma we mu. Ni kure kan
ada na o kan sa.
And before omo ni wasem omo nhwanya ade ni wasem hwe obra on the ball wo mangana we mu 8 years. Enti say ye kan ye beautiful na ba kan o MPP for MPP ni dia frɛ e ka bibi.
Sawo.
We can add out. But we are going to go for oil, okay, from 2022, from 2023, 2024. And losses again, I don't know, Muka and what and Muka 2025 there, one Muka.
Obianka 2025 there. Near Ewan Obian Shadanka 2025. The Bank of Ghana. Anka utie mi anka meche umukakra. Bank of Ghana ne letter or the PA or the 2022, 2023, and the 2024 losses nearby on trade 2025 losses in good.
And I make sure say me that for clarification. 2022, 2023, 2024. Now one any phone tap on Yanisson. Now you phone the tap on Yanisson. I don't know what this has to go NBC. Sabri. Because Bank of Ghana, Papa, onya idea no, one kind of crano. For 2022, 2023, 2024. Now, aim for the tap of Yasso. Baumana, Omuka, Baumana, we go for a buy. Not do not give a pana or more to say. Not all to say. And pet you. No, not by what you were here. So, a bush you move, a bush a penny, or white Jessica Mammo. No, we have them the first candidate, or the Kotoko Kufu, Robert Konaku, or Rakotona, or Rakoto Query, as I think we are intimate laughing, or so, not as I can call, not as I can show intimate that you fear the piano. That is what I'm going to that's what you bro. What you bro, it is unhappy before the unhappy before Musuba here. Sun energy legacy debt, Mamma betray. 2022, 2023, 2024. And you're going to tell almost a catapult of Sikapa Muja, low debt or Muja or debt, our Muja, energy legacy debt. And then you appear and so would be as some air can watch them. What are we in the pie crack? And then before Musa, they will see in the pie, yeah, come from the back. Now, it's hard to get together. I know Ghana for and through move. The job Ghana, no Ghana for the cow to 2036 at the tone at the cow. And tomorrow we are building a full land. I won't the Casacra. Because you might be a woman deal my bravo. Second of that, I know all Wakabuche when I come back Ghana, also Wakabuche, because of I've been Bonnie the chrono, so kind of for that, or Wakabuche said me back nearby a yam and our citizenship by force of Gao, my Ghana. I don't know for was another conference on citizenship. America. I've been born in a crown before they come here. All right.
All right. Medase, thank you. Thank you for sharing. Yo, Medase, Nyaminka, thank you for sharing your thoughts with us. Let me hear from you too. 05391616009. 05391616009. I'd love to hear from you. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
What's your name and where are you calling from, sir?
Madam,
Elias, what's about Matimiti?
But women says, Madam, since Kwame Nkrumah time, my gold is there 8.7. I've been case here, but we are open to say, they get any name for the do. And you know the part yet, judge me here. MP today, ABC, about no 33. No 33. I didn't be able to say, Yama or how nothing good comes easy. Nothing good comes easy. Papa no beka say no. Ese obi ye koso. Ni ko mi do mama be try so say obi to face ye pato. Ni ko bisa ni go. Ni ko bisa ke USD. Ni ko bisa the cost of the try so obi to face ye for. The essence of one of the passage. Obu fe ni kwala no.
Elias, I know the unyina so ye dey.
Me say Tony at number 2 you Kadada, Obi Fila Bomba, Emsa, Piano Bomba, Mabusumpe, Mako Kadada. You be so Kadada, Obi Fila Bomba, and so, and found the Fila Bomba, a white, and I saw up. That's how come Shetani, I will for you soon. Yadi, present, Uncolano de Trop, Ponchi, Yadi, Ebema headmaster, and Pacho Abasana. She can't to Mama Castle on them headmaster. And Pato Echo, maybe some. Yabamo Colano were approaching on baby, Obo SSR, Massa, Centrical. Garino oil and Colladio, Garino oil, Upabisubi and about what is it? What transfer a collar to Bogas on Cody, the Madu for Penny. I don't know, Obi 100.
Yes, Mamma offer for so man make us a bit.
Obi 100 and they are implementing 3 senior school. Oh, the 120 days, and they implementing bad, Garcia.
0539161609. Please call us and share your thoughts with us. I think I can pick a few more calls, about 3 calls, and then we can be done with Ghana Speaks. But let's hear from you. 0539161609. Share your thoughts with us. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
What's your name and where are you calling from, sir?
But maybe Alex, I don't feel Abliku.
Alex, me that's a sour friend. You too.
But MP before I do this, I have said so difference among common to media management. Because I'm not MP before I concept of the DM and trust in management. The time and very 80 attack.
President, in the term we swan, we need 10 beer beyond bow and want to me man 8 years, Alex.
Oh, the Obaya for everything here, the waiting attack couldn't be here. That's what me because of why or Bookman.
That's it. Ghana, I'm running man of coin, sir, Alex.
Oh, and the may pump by a bed and eat your better position. I have to say the DM.
Okay.
The machine is my palm. Yes, she made down before 7.
Yeah, that's it. Alex, yeah, that's it. So that is also Alex from Ablekuma sharing his thoughts with us. 0539161609. 0539161609. Let's hear from you too. What do you have to say on all of the conversations we have been having? Do call us and share your thoughts with us. Hello, good morning.
What?
What's your name and where are you calling from? Kindly turn down the volume of your set if you can.
Me friend through Kumasi, your friend Mohammed.
Mohammed Yetio.
Okay, me chairman near Jumapa way.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
Mohammed.
the MPP for Ankasano, Montagana, you. The MPP no ni mono yo muni. Sense for no more ka omo ko aka bibia engine samu. Nyame timinti bibia so be koyie. Because Osha history of Ghana, MPP and Kasano, Asha Sierra Diano Mutimi, free UP, EPA. One a farmer Kwame Nkrumah free Ghana. From then, the NC, a champion, a Beso woman, or Masako Sokakra, Rollins Beji Ghana, not Ghana to say. From here to 5 kilometers, Krakan to Minko. Yamiada will Makakra, and such a may soldier, yeah, was not so more. A free apprentice saying civilian government or a Juma Mio who say yes, say Ghana no my idea in album. From then, who force one the upper bomb body crack for a castle one yard near because Ghana than Akuma so. But Nana Kufuado maybe this time, dear Papa no Mutimi. COVID by or what the COVID the normal be area Ghana Ken and Akosha Bruchera went to Mumbai. Or no one Kasani Krum at Tisaya. Yes, see, when such a yoda and Tiso and say, Kayanokra Kawamba to Nagana. And they say I'm on a bench or that's all USD. Nakatria, I made the channel, yes, no. And you know, yet, Ghana first. Inti NDC yahuso omo ye jumano ankasa nti empire ne yeboma John Dramani Mahama ene na bedi chirefo ene omo Ghana da omo akoma so empire ne yebo se omo be peja Ghana amaye na bibia koyo ye damase. Bye bye.
Okay, thank you for calling and sharing your thoughts with us. Also weighing in on the conversation 053-916-1609 053-916-1609. Please call and share your thoughts with us. Let's hear what you two have to say on the conversations that we have been having today on ABC in the morning. 053-916-1609. And very soon the sports team will join me here and will bring you the latest in the world of sports. What's happening in the world of sports? Yesterday evening, we understand that a coach has been sacked. Who is this coach? Why has he been sacked? Who is replacing him? Well, let me quickly get into the world of sports right after this break.
Betway's Bet Influencer, a groundbreaking feature where you can make money by just sharing codes. He just needs to share his codes and make money. The more his codes are used, the more money he makes. Oh yes, so what are you waiting for? Anyone can be a bet influencer. Share your codes and make money. Bet Influencer, another world first from Betway.
This advert has been approved by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. Betway, get way more.
You're welcome back. It's time to bring you the latest in the world of sports. Eugene Oforisoti joins me here. Eugene, how are you?
Oh, good. Blessed and highly favored. Yeah. I think I'm following you, and I'm following the footsteps of the Pentecostal people in the office, Elder Makion and you. So now, these days, I cheer myself up with some biblical quotes and some religious stuff to cushion.
One must have something to follow.
Yeah, and I think that's good influence. I'm learning from you too, and hopefully I follow in your step one day.
We are glad. What do you have for us in the world of sports?
Well, a lot. In January, we are in the season of managerial sacks. Yesterday, Real Madrid announced that they had parted ways with Xabi Alonso, their manager, and it has ended their 7-month marriage. He was with the club, expected to last at least for 3 years, but unfortunately, it's the end of the road for Xabi Alonso. And he's been replaced by Arbeloa, who is with the Castilla team at Real Madrid's academy, and he will be with the club at least for the short term. And the press statement that Real Madrid released wasn't too clear as to the tenure of office of Arbeloa, but at least he will be with the club until the end of the season. Let's take a look at the managerial career of Xabi Alonso, especially in his time at Real Madrid. So at Real Madrid, Xabi Alonso managed 28 games. He won 20, drew 3 times, and lost 5 times. He garnered 63 points, and his points per match was 2.25. So he almost always won every game at the club. But unfortunately, it seems the defeat to Barcelona in the Clásico and Barcelona's triumph in terms of winning the Supercopa de España was the last nail in the coffin that effectively ended the journey for Xabi Alonso in Real Madrid in the Spanish La Liga. Well, away from Real Madrid, let's still stay in Europe, where Liverpool yesterday continued the FA Cup, where they beat Barnsley by 4-1 to make it